Hi, and welcome to Meet the Merchants. I'm your host, Jeff Demand. We're focusing on small businesses throughout the state and the effect they have on Arizona's economy. Today, we're going to go out to Dewey and grab a bite at Lefty's Steakhouse. Then we're going to stop by Prescott Valley and visit the home of the Arizona Sundogs, Tim's Toyota Center. It's off to the Yavapai Humane Society to pay a visit to our furry friends, and then we're going to level things out with home tech. But first, let's stop by AZTV and visit with General Manager Rich Howe. There seems to be a lot of misconception with many people in northern Arizona about AZTV. They think it's a community access station when it's really a statewide network. We're at the Prescott studios of AZTV. We're going to talk with their general manager and straighten out this misnomer. I'm sitting on the set with Rich Howe. He's the general manager of AZTV. Good morning, Rich. How are you?
Jeff.
It's funny I say good morning because we're sitting on the set of Morning Scramble.
We are.
I'm stealing it from them.
They've loaned us the set for a few minutes and we're most grateful.
We have a common misconception up here in northern Arizona, which a lot of people think that AZTV is community access because of the number 13, but why don't we straighten out that misnomer?
Well, let's do that. The number 13 is on there because we're also on cable 13 down in the Valley of the Sun with Cox and a number of other cable systems. And since the majority of our audience comes from Maricopa County, simply because that's where most of the people live, we put that up there. But we are not the local access channel here in Prescott. That's a separate entity. We are a broadcast television station and have been so for a little over 30 years now.
With a rich history in Arizona spanning over 30 years, AZTV has something for everyone. On its main channel, 7 or 13 on some cable providers, you can find the best in quality programming, from the hilarity of Seinfeld to the warm and wonderful personality of Rachel Ray.
You've been with AZTV for a long time.
Yeah.
Tell us a little history about AZTV.
Well, again, we started on the air September 5th, 1982. And at that time, this was the smallest independent television station in the United States.
However, now it's joined forces with the Phoenix market, and you've got statewide coverage. Why don't you give us an idea of the coverage that you have?
That kind of coverage now has made us from one of the smallest independents in the country to one of the largest. We cover what we call the Phoenix DMA, the demographic area that broadcast television stations licensed to Phoenix are supposed to cover based on FCC contours. So we cover just about everything from the Utah state line down to about Casa Grande in Pinal County, and from the New Mexico line in eastern Arizona to the Colorado River in the west. Pretty big chunk of territory.
That's a big chunk of territory.
Yes, yes.
And you've got some mighty fine programming on your station.
We do, and of course you mentioned the Morning Scramble, which is our live local program every morning at 8 o'clock starting in Phoenix with Pat McMahon. And then we switch up to Prescott at 8:30. It's all one program. It's live and local from 2 different studios, which makes it kind of a unique program.
So it's a challenge every morning, I'm sure, to produce that show.
That's the name, Morning Scramble.
There you go. You're scrambling around. But you've also, I mean, I watch at night. You've got some of the good old greats. You've got Seinfeld. You've got
Frasier, Cheers, MASH. Game shows very popular from 6 to 8 every evening with Family Feud and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I do.
Yeah. And then we're the only television station in the country that has put Rachel Ray in prime time. And we've put her there from 8 to 9, Monday through Friday, and she's doing great in that time period. I wouldn't be surprised if this fall other stations pick up on that and move her into prime.
Tell us kind of what's in the future for AZTV.
Well, we're continuing to expand. Of course, you know, Jeff, we, along with every other television station in the country, went high definition a few years ago. So we're continuing to expand upon that, and more of our programming now is in high definition as opposed to standard definition. We want to continue to do that. We also want to continue to broaden our horizons because we're digital with our secondary channels. In the digital world, we can put more than one video stream onto Channel 7. So our Channel 7.1 is the primary station we've been talking about today. Our Channel 7.2 is MeTV, which, you know, you talk about classic television, that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of the Lucy's and Andy's and the Westerns in the afternoon with Bonanza and Gunsmoke, and in the evening with Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler Moore and all of the great television shows from yesteryear. And then our channel 7.3 is 24/7 The Home Shopping Network. So we have a variety of entertaining programs on 3 different video streams, all coming through on Channel 7.
Well, hopefully we've straightened out the misnomer here.
I sure hope so, Jeff. Thank you for helping to solve the mystery.
And of course, you can catch Meet the Merchants. Where else but AZTV? Thanks, Rich. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff.
No matter what you're looking for in quality programming, AZTV has a menu to satisfy your tastes. So be sure to keep your television tuned to AZTV, Channel 7 or Channel 13 on some cable providers. That's AZTV, Arizona's own television superstation.
We are in Dewey, Humboldt with Daryl Davis, and he's the proprietor of Lefty's Steakhouse, a famous icon. If you're going down Highway 69, you can't miss it, that's for sure. How are you, Daryl?
I'm doing good.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Tell us a little bit about Lefty's Steakhouse.
Well, Lefty's Steakhouse, it's been here for a number of years. We took over, Raven and I, my wife, took this over 4.5 years ago, and we wanted to have a very, very nice steakhouse atmosphere within our community, and we cater to the locals, and we have just hoped that people would come in and see what we had to offer, and the most people are very, very pleased. It's a word of mouth. We do very little advertising, and we just everything we do, we try to do top of the line, and I think people notice and they come back. So.
Well, here you are out in the land of the rancher, so obviously when you open up a steakhouse, you have to have some pretty good beef to back it up. And tell us a little bit about the difference between grass and corn-fed beef and where you get your beef.
Well, grass-fed beef, actually our beef is fed on grass. It's, but the thing is with marbling comes from within corn. If you add corn back into the beef, then you get that nice marbling within the beef. So our beef, we get a very, very high quality beef. It's sterling silver beef. We get it through our food supplier, Shamrock Foods, and it's aged. Like I say, it's grass-fed until its last 30 days, and then it's corn-fed, and then the corn will actually put that marbling back into it. Gets a little bit of that the grassy flavor out, and then also we've got a nice age on it. So there's anywhere from 21 to 28 days age on our beef, and people really like it. It's very, very tender. So,
is there any particular cut that everybody goes for? Is there one famous Lefty's cut?
You know, the most popular cut, popular steak for us, of course, is the ribeye. But our filet is just top line. There's lots of people come from all the way up from the valley and come all the way over from downtown Prescott just for that filet.
An 8-ounce filet. We're gonna season it with garlic salt. My name is Mario Rodriguez. I'm a kitchen manager at Lefty's Steakhouse and Grill. Been working here for 5 years with Daryl and Raven Davis. Pretty much my job is manage people, cook a good food, and make pies. I love cooking. That's my life, and that's my passion, and I love it.
And another thing that you do at the restaurant is you do your own smoking here too.
We do. We have a huge rotisserie smoker out back. We do our chicken, barbecue chicken. We smoke baby back ribs. We smoke prime rib. That's only available on Saturday nights and special holidays. As that comes out, we time that prime rib to come out fresh.
Make sure you put the rub all over. So we're gonna cook these for 4 hours on a 350 temperature, and it's the best part of the restaurant. It's the best prime rib around here. So let's see how it come out.
What's the most popular dish here at Lefty's?
Well, that's a tough one. People ask us that all the time. Of course, our steaks. If you want to lump the steaks into the mix, the steaks are the most popular. But we grind our own burger fresh every day. We take a whole top, trim everything off, and run the beef through the grinder. And that way we know exactly where that beef comes from. It allows us to, if you wanted to come in and get a rare hamburger, for example, you're not always able to do that in some restaurants because they lump all kinds of cattle pieces, or cow pieces into the cuts, and it goes into a big mix, and so they can't go back and find exactly where it came from. So we can always know exactly where ours comes from, so that way we can make it rare. Where some restaurants you have to go in and they tell you can't get your burger past medium or medium well. So everything we try to do on the fresh level, and we do covered comforts, we do liver and onions, we do chicken fried steaks, we do our burgers, we do some take on a chili relleno sandwich that's very, very popular. Everything we do is we have nothing on our menu that we have to be ashamed or bashful about serving.
Now, as far as having a successful story, though, opening up a restaurant is an iffy thing, especially in an economy as floppy as we are right now.
Right.
And so now that you've established yourself, you've got 4.5 years under your belt, plus you have the name going. How is business with this economy?
We took this place over 4.5 years ago, August 29th of 2008, and the next day, or 2 days later, basically the economy crashed. That January, we just both sat down at the table and almost cried and think, what did we do? What did we get into? So, and then we just knuckled down because we did go through working in the restaurant business back in Southern California years and years ago. And we told ourselves, we weathered a few of those little recessions. We just need to knuckle down and do the business and watch costs and customer service, and it just continued to keep growing and growing and growing, and it's been very good for us. We've weathered it very well. So
Dewey Humboldt is a beautiful ranch community located in northern Arizona. One long-standing hometown business is Lefty's Steakhouse and Grill. Whether it's out for dinner with the family or having a bite for lunch with a friend, Lefty's has some of the tastiest steaks and food around. That's Lefty's Steakhouse and Grill, located at 150 South State Route 69 in Dewey.
I'm Gary Spiker. I'm the general manager of the Tim's Toyota Event Center in Prescott Valley, Arizona. I'm responsible actually for everything that goes on in the building, from not only financial to the events that happen. We have 33 hockey games. We have a hockey team that feeds the Coyotes. We do 2 bull riding events a year. We have events in here like Dierks Bentley, we had Van Perry, we've had Willie Nelson. Anyway, it's a quick example of the things. We do everything from weddings, quinceañeras, to home shows.
My position is pretty simple on the marketing end. We handle the event planning for marketing for the various events, concerts, and sporting events that we have here. And then also on the sales side of it, we work very closely with some of the businesses and community leaders, and some of the signage that we have inside the building, and just a way for people in the community to participate and be a part of Tim's Toyota Center in this wonderful facility.
Our building is a smaller venue. The maximum seats we have is about 6,000. We also have an advantage of taking the house down to about a half house. We can seat about 2,800 people. We've had weddings with 600, 700 people. Most places can't even hold over about 300, but we have a ceiling that drops down so you really don't see the arena seating. So we're really a community center to do a variety of things.
I think the community participation is maybe twofold. One on a corporate and business level, where there are a lot of businesses in this community that want to support this facility. They realize how important it is to the Tri-City area. It brings a lot of people from the state of Arizona into the Tri-City area with the different events that we hold. And then it also is very important to some of the community organizations, whether it be the Boy Scouts or Big Brothers Big Sisters or United Way. We're the place where people can come to hold various events. I mean, we've held dinners for fundraisers, memorial services, and graduations. So we play a big part, a big role in what happens in the community. When we got news of the loss of the hotshot crew, it was pretty numbing to everybody. We got called a day or two after that to look at and participating in being a venue where we could hold the memorial service.
Yeah, the tragedy of the hotshots. You know, yes, we had the funeral here at the building. They approached us to do it here since we could house 6,000 people. There's no other place that can have this many people. Wow, that was a couple weeks in the planning, you know, to set that up. So that was something to be part of. You know, quite a tragedy, and you know, we wanted to make sure everything was right for the wives and the moms and dads and kids of the people that suffered through that.
In 2014, we are working on some dates and some events for the summer, but we do have a schedule of some main events. I mean, I think from the 1st of January to almost hockey season in October, we probably don't have 4 or 5 weekends right now where we don't have some sort of event going on.
What we'd like to see is get back to the 4 to 6 larger concerts a year, and still take care of all the other state things.
Some of the bigger ones that we have the Globetrotters coming in February. We have hockey going up until the end of March, and then if the Sundogs are going to be in the playoffs, we could have hockey into April and even as late as May.
We also, though, during the week, we have open skating. We do other events. Our goal is to make this the place to be in a community center that helps the community by raising some tax dollars.
Well, I think there's a couple things about this facility that people really need to know. One, this facility was really built and put together so that we could bring high quality entertainment and acts to the people in Prescott Valley, Chino, and Dewey.
This is a driving force in the community. I've actually had a lady 2 weeks ago came in here and told me that she moved here because of this center. The large city that she was at, she said it took her 45 minutes to get to a place to have entertainment or go see sports. And she said she moved here to Prescott Valley, but she said, I'm 10 minutes away. But whether you're in Chino Valley or Prescott, we're 20 minutes away, you know, for good entertainment.
It's a jewel of the area, and people know that they can be here and use it even for just open skating. It's here for the community, and that's what the facility is for.
What is the mission of the Yavapai Humane Society?
We promote and protect the health, safety, and welfare of the pets of our community.
So it isn't just the dog pound, as some people would like to think it is.
That is correct. We're not just a dog pound, although we do receive lost and unwanted animals in our center, and then we work with them, provide medical behavioral rehabilitation, and prepare them for adoption.
Now you have one of probably the highest adoption rates in Arizona, don't you?
We do. In fact, we have a 97% live release rate, which is one of the highest rates for an open shelter in the country.
Well, let's go to the dogs.
Interested in your business becoming part of Meet the Merchants? Visit our website at meetthemerchants.net to find out how.
I'm here with Ramiro Alvarez. We're in Prescott Valley at Home Tech Foundation Systems. Hi, Ramiro. How are you?
Very good.
It's good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Tell us a little bit about Home Tech Foundation Systems. What exactly is that business?
Well, we started off as a total manufactured home service company, basically doing everything that has to do with a manufactured home. And in fact, we're a general contractor. I'm licensed as a general contractor specifically for manufactured homes. But because of the economy, we transitioned into specializing in installation of permanent foundation systems for manufactured homes.
Home Tech has been serving northern Arizona for over 20 years. They specialize in every aspect of mobile home repair, from retrofitting plumbing to complete restoration. However, Ramiro and his crew's main focus has been on installing permanent foundation systems. By having this and making a home FHA compliant, it lays down the foundation to acquire federal housing assistance financing, which not only helps the homeowner with refinancing a mortgage, but opens the door to many more possible buyers if the home is for sale.
Well, let's go out and check out some of those job sites you've got going on right now.
Let's go.
We're headed out to Dewey Humboldt to take a look at a mobile home that's currently for sale. It's not FHA compliant. Ramiro's going to show us how he's going to make it FHA compliant and also show us an anchoring system as well. It's a little bit rural out here, so hang on. And we're out here in Dewey at this mobile home right now, and Ramiro, this house currently does not meet FHA requirements. Tell us what you're kind of doing with this one.
What we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing a permanent foundation anchor system, because in essence this home is being held down by gravity alone. Any type of wind or seismic event can actually displace this home. So once we're done with it, this home will meet the FHA HUD requirements.
Show us the anchoring system that you're going to be using to put this house down.
Yeah, this one right here actually connects to the inner beam. So basically what will happen here, this will hook to the inner beam, and that'll be held down by a unit, pad and pier unit, and that'll hold to the lateral beam.
So this will basically anchor the house down from those winds, so it's not going to topple.
Yeah, this is basically one corner.
But was this house level when you came onto it, or did you have to re-level it, and now you're in the process of anchoring it and bringing it all FHA compliant, which is the goal?
Yes, yes. And in fact, yeah, every single home that we install a permanent foundation system gets a complete re-level, gets a complete comprehensive re-level. Because once you install a permanent anchor system, it's going to be very, very difficult to move. Hence, a permanent foundation system.
Exactly.
I mean, everybody in this area, especially on top of the mountains, should have a permanent foundation system or a permanent anchor system, because it gets windy up here.
I was going to say, looking at the topography up here, you're going to get some microbursts, downdrafts, some pretty strong winds up here.
Exactly.
It isn't today though. So.
Yeah, it's nice today. But actually, what you'll get more than anything here with the storm coming in, you'll get these little cells, and they're called microbursts. So when a microburst spawns, it's kind of like a little tornado. It'll spawn off and hit this, and basically with the permanent foundation system installed, it'll keep it intact. It won't displace it.
But one bonus, it will dry your clothes a little bit quicker. We're on the other side of Dewey Humboldt now. On this job site, we're going to see the system that Ramito's been talking about, where it anchors the house down. This one's already installed. They're also going to do some little bit of extra work on this one. Let's go check it out. Let's take a look down here, because you've got a finished product when we were talking about the anchoring process, which is right underneath here. So this is already a finished home. So you've gotten down into the crawl space and installed this underneath the home, right?
Yes, and it can take anywhere from 2 to several units depending on the size of the home. So the engineer sizes up the wall, I mean, there's several factors that determine it, but in this case they've determined that this is one of our 10 systems right here, and you can actually see it. This is an already installed, this is one of the corners of an already installed system.
Well, we've been all over Dewey Humboldt today. We've taken a look at different homes in various stages, with the main emphasis of anchoring the home down.
So that's what we do. We make manufactured homes FHA, HUD, or VA compliant.
And the advantage of doing that, if you're out selling your home and you have FHA compliance, it opens up the door to the possibility of many, many more buyers, and that's important.
Well, there you have it. Now you've seen a permanent foundation system installed on a mobile home by HomeTech. We want to thank Ramito Alvarez for joining us today, and be sure to check out HomeTech's website. It's at the bottom of your screen, and of course we'll put a link up on meetthemerchants.net. I'm Jeff Demand. Thanks for tuning in, and join us again next week on Meet the Merchants.